holler if you show me yours. Okay.
How is McDonald's iced coffee? Is it?
It's good.
They're kind of good at coffee.
They're good at coffee.
Why?
Because it is easy and cheap to make. What do you got to do with coffee?
You say that. First of all, I wish that was the face on the billboard.
Easy and cheap. Buy McDonald's.
She's making basically a disgusted at fish face. Yeah, right. You say that, and yet what fast food chain has ever got coffee better than McDonald's? You know?
Yeah.
Like their coffee is why they have a breakfast menu.
That's true.
Which is now why every place has a breakfast menu.
Well, they piggybacked a little bit off of the, Starbucks success. They were like, oh, we can do that.
Yeah, we can, right?
We can. Yeah. Also I think the success of it is that when you just order nice coffee, it automatically will come with milk and sugar unless you tell them that you want it black.
Not a thing I want in my coffee.
Yeah, not a thing that I want, but I think most people, when they just order their drink, I think a lot of people do like milk and sugar, and I think for the most part, that it becomes just a milky, sugary drink.
Sassy drink.
Right, which is already in their wheelhouse, so...
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we're going to keep any of this either because there's an inhuman amount of screeching that I imagine is going to stay. But I will say, yesterday my neighbor came over.
To give you a cake, to ask for sugar.
Wow, if either thing was true, what a day I'd have been having.
It was raining outside, and they said, oh, can I come in?
This is some fanfic going on here. Yeah. No, I think what you need to know is my neighbor is a 73-year-old man.
All still stands.
Yeah, right. I don't revise any of this.
Yeah.
No, he came by and I really like this guy. Mm-hmm. He gets up in the mornings and he walks out with a giant guitar on his back. Aww. And I don't know where he goes or what he does with it.
Wow.
I'm imagining he's just like pouring music into the world somewhere. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm really into it. Mm-hmm. So he taps on right where I'm sitting now. He taps on my window and he like points to my door like, let's have a chat. And I'm like, I don't know what this is going to be.
Right.
So I walk over there and he opens the door and I open the door and I kind of stand a little bit back and he's like, oh yeah, I should do that. Like you can see like, oh yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you smelling anything? And I was like, no. No. And he was like, I got a smell in my apartment and I don't know what it is. But it's choking me to death. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Amazing. I was like, first of all, old man, I love you. Like, I just need you to know right away, love you. You're the best.
Oh, my God.
Because what an amazing thing to say.
What an amazing thing to say.
No idea how that resolved.
Wow.
No idea what came of that.
That's so neighborly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Love it.
Why not?
What is that smell? Tell me. What is it?
Like, that's the kind of comment that you're like, is there a body?
Yeah. It's like, these are things I cannot answer for you.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully it's not as bad as it seems.
Right.
But no idea. Very sweet man, though. He was very like, I'm very sorry to disturb you. But he's kind of like gruff, but sweet. You know, like, so he's kind of like, sorry to disturb you. I have this smell
gruff,
choking me to
sweet
death.
Old men. Yeah. Hard shell, soft interior.
Yeah.
Like a...
kind of blends together a little bit.
Yeah, Cadbury egg.
Oh. What a great treat to reference, Maggie. You know? Maggie comes in with a shotgun blast of great references.
You know?
I do. I do know. So this is I'll show you mine if you'll show me yours.
Yeah.
Probably the most accurately titled podcast in the world today.
I know.
Right?
I remember when we thought of that and we were like, this already has to be taken because it's so obvious in a way. And yet.
And then we realized nobody titles podcasts 85 words like we do.
Yeah. So that might be the answer, but who are we to, go with tradition?
Not traditional. Yeah, not traditional.
No.
So this is the show about, I guess, media and friendship is the easiest way to categorize it.
Yeah, your personal connecting through personal taste.
Yeah, and we're like looking at each other like as though the other one's gonna spit words at him.
Yeah,
But that's not gonna happen. Yeah,
No, yeah.
not gonna happen. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Ganser, and with me is, let's just be honest, the better host, right? I put that at you. I put that at you.
I learned it long ago. Don't turn away compliments. Who
No,
does
just
that
take
help?
it.
Just take it.
Take a knife in the neck.
Take it. It may hurt, but it'll only be worse if you
That's right.
try to deny
Well,
it.
it's gonna cut more things.
Yeah.
My other co-host, whose name I'm letting her say for herself.
Maggie May Fish.
You know how many times I've called you Maggie May Smith on different podcasts?
Really?
I don't know why. I think it's because Maggie Smith's the best actress ever for me.
She is though.
Amazing.
Is though. When I learned that there was an actress and she had a similar name and she was really good. It was a big day in my life. I was
Big
like
good
7
day?
or 8. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you like to see yourself, and there's an old British lady.
Do you ever see people that you think look like you in movies?
I do feel like I have a face that, because a lot of people will be like, oh my God, you remind me of da 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 da. And I do get that a lot. So I do feel like I have a face that looks like a lot of other people.
Other faces.
Yeah.
I've only ever been compared accurately face-wise to Adam Savage from Mythbusters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One time, there was a little while where people said I look like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I have oh my God, I just realized I have a great story for you. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I have a friend named Rob. Love Rob.
Love Rob.
Yeah, great guy.
Love Rob.
He's an attorney now.
Okay.
He looks more like Philip Seymour Hoffman than I ever did,
Oh,
right?
all
Way
right.
more. Okay,
All
like
right.
stature, the whole thing. People used to tell him this. He sees Philip Seymour Hoffman at an airport. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes. Sees him at an airport. Goes up to him. Says, "Hi, Mr. Hoffman. I'm Rob. People say I look like you." And Philip Seymour Hoffman turned to him with a twinkle in his eye and said, "Yeah? Well, you'll never be me."
Oh my God.
True story.
Amazing.
True story. Loved him forever. Right. R.I.P. Exactly. R.I.P. indeed.
What a legend.
What a story. Well, I have heard people's feedback that occasionally our beginnings tend to be a little lengthy. I don't care about it that much. I don't want you to know. I'm keeping it from you. But I am
they're
going.
right. I mean, they're not wrong. That's a very valid criticism.
It is. So we're going to try to streamline it just a little bit today, just for comparison. Not because I'm admitting I'm wrong. I'm not doing that.
Oh wow, I'm so yeah.
Why not? So Maggie, briefly,
Mm-hmm.
can you give us a sense of how you've been?
I have been pretty great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was telling everyone, I was telling you that your cats have fulfilled your wishes as cats should.
Goodness. These cats are just that. They're the absolute best. They're exactly what I wanted in cats. Lewis loves me.
Yeah.
Follows me around all day, sits in my lap all day long. Like,
Love that.
Talks to me like we have conversations.
He talks to you?
Yes.
Okay, great.
She. So I'll lay like this. She'll crawl onto my chest right here, sit right here.
Yeah.
Face right here. Sniffs
Now,
my
this
eye.
is inches from her face.
Inches. Not even like centimeters.
Yeah.
Sniffs my eye, and then I'll just go, meh, and I'll go, meh, and she'll go, meh, and I go, meh. And she goes,
Do you make
meh.
sound? Is that really?
Yes,
is that a real
yes,
thing?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, we talk to each other.
Oh my God.
Meh,
Why isn't
meh.
this your Twitter feed?
I know. Well, I mean, like, I love these cats, but, you know, do I want to be a cat person? I guess.
Oh, you're already pot committed. You're way already in on that.
I've accepted it, and here I am. Every day we do that. She'll just talk to me, and I talk back, and she talks to me back, like recognizing that I'm responding to her. And then also when I feed her, same thing. I'll begin stuff. She goes, meh, and I go, meh, and she goes, meh, and I go, meh.
Do you think she's hearing anything meaningful from your sounds?
No,
Do you think she's here? Like, do you think you've discovered the equivalent of the whale language from Finding Nemo?
Yeah,
Do you think that's what you've done? Yeah.
I can't. Cats. cats.
Have you discovered that? Is that your?
I guess to me, it's just. I think for her, it's like, hey, 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 hey,
Right.
hey, and for
Like that
me,
Far
it's
Side
like,
comic, yeah.
I hear you. I mean, yeah.
See, I'm disturbed to hear you say that you don't want to be known as a cat person, because if I had known that was even a problem for you, I would have immediately stepped in when you decided to get 2 cats. I would have been like, well, you can't have 2 then.
can't have 2,
If
and
you're
then
2 is immediately cat person.
Yeah.
2's like, I have 1 cat, like that's like a decoration around the house
Right,
as a pet.
right.
2's like, this is
I've
what the house is
committed.
about.
Yeah.
You know, like this is what we're about.
I guess I would say I'm more of just an animal person. Like,
Yeah.
I've always loved animals, and like, you know, now that I can afford to own pets, it's like, what a great use of
Yeah,
my
why not
money and
stock up?
time. Yeah.
Why not make an Ace Ventura hotel out of this place?
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. I also I haven't prepared you for this question, but I'm going to
Oh,
do it
great,
anyway. Yeah, you
great.
ready for this? So I've noticed that there's been a lot of and this is on topic for today.
Great.
That you've made a lot of tweets about the great sex you're having. Now, all I
Yeah.
want to ask,
Yeah.
I'm not inquiring about that. I know
feel
I
free.
could.
Yeah.
I know I'm allowed to. So it's not that.
Yeah.
It's more that does Will appreciate what you're doing for them? Because I think like 80% of what men want is not so much to have sex, but to somebody
Right.
say, I did it with them and it was great. Like just like an announcement in the public,
Interesting.
you know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Do they appreciate what you're doing for them?
absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
And I feel that's why it's like when people are like, why do you talk about it? It's like, what? Like the amount of time I dedicate to having sex, how could I not be talking about it?
How much time is that? Just give us a count. Give us a timer.
I mean, every day.
Right.
You know, a session every day at least. At least. Yeah.
Great. I love
Yeah.
she is, by the way, extremely pleased with herself right now. Like just very pleased with herself.
You know, I will say sexual compatibility is a big part in
yeah, of
relationships.
course. Yeah,
And
yeah.
also like libido matching, you know,
Right,
which
right,
can
right.
change throughout your life, like
Sure.
you know. But it's
Right now the quasars have aligned here, right? The protons and neutrons have
protons,
fused.
neutrons aligned. And just like we can't leave the house, you know.
Right, so what else we got to do?
Literally, what else is there to do? What is there to do?
I'm imagining this situation where like Maggie and Will are sitting on a couch and they're just like, you want to talk? And then nah. Cut to
Cut to.
an hour and a half later. Who knows? Some
Yeah.
amount of time.
Yeah.
Okay. Forgive me if that was lewd. I didn't mean it to be lewd. Okay.
Not at all.
I know we're going to dive into this topic a little bit today.
Yeah, it is.
So.
We're warming the plate.
Definitely
know.
for what is going to be, I think, pretty hot food. I think pretty hot food.
Spicy. Hot spicy.
Everyone needs to know the topic that we're discussing today,
We do.
incidentally, is sexual awakening films.
Right.
And I've been the one, I think, that's been more hesitant to bring this topic to bear. Maggie's been...
What makes you say that? No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just Maggie's been like shotgunning this idea at me every month. Time for it, right?
Yeah.
Love it. Makes me laugh.
Well, before we move on, do you want
Sure.
to give me a quick general?
Yeah.
How's your milieu? How's your?
Well, it's you have the benefit of every podcast now we're recording at my place for reasons, mostly
Yes,
cat related.
mostly cat related.
This is it. You know, so it's not
your
so
plants
bad.
are doing great.
That plant's not doing great.
Oh,
Yeah, one of the plants got a little death on it. You know,
the death is a little.
the death is making its way up
Yeah,
it.
but
But
this one's
plants are doing great. Yeah.
Those are doing great.
And I got one in my room that I haven't shown you, but I will. It's like a cactus type plant. Pretty good.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway, things are good. I can say that being a college student right now has got to be the worst thing in the world.
I feel.
I have a lot of sympathy for
man,
my poor
yeah.
students. Mostly they're doing pretty great, and I'm pretty proud of them. I can say I think it's hard for just everybody.
Yeah.
In the teaching world, like it's interesting for me to read news articles about like universities that are trying to come back, and even like high school teachers and stuff, because like there's just no way. Like
Yeah.
like hang out with a college student for a couple hours. You know what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
There's no
I
way.
know.
There's no way they're gonna follow these protocols.
Yeah.
This is the first time in their life they don't have parents to deal with.
Right.
This is all they want to do is like, can I slather my body on other people's body, please? That's all I want to do.
Exactly.
Pour liquids in and out all day.
Yeah, all day,
Just
all day.
transfer them.
Yeah, and then like a way that's like a very healthy part of growing. Like,
Sure,
you
yes.
kind of need that to like
Right.
decide actually who you gotta like shed your outer skin of who people want you to be in a way.
I just think you
know?
can't deny people fundamentally have like want to be free from authority.
Yeah.
Like that's just core
Yeah.
in us. We all want
Yeah.
to be free from authority. And college is the first time that most people are really free. Asking them to act as a self-authority for their own health when they think they're not going to die from anything
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
just not realistic. It just
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah.
And, because of the group of people that I teach, I'm seeing a lot more of the COVID actual, like, people getting sick and families getting sick. And
Yeah.
so,
Oh, man.
I worry for them.
Yeah.
I worry for them. But otherwise, things are fine. There's a new Mario game on the way. Did you know about it?
Which one?
Mario 64 is
That's
back.
right. That's right. They're
Get
doing the
it,
Disney
so we can be
Vault
buddies.
thing. All right, I'll
Get
get
it.
it. I'll get it.
Yeah,
Great.
get it.
I'll get
But
it.
do you have a PlayStation?
No. Yes.
Okay.
An older one.
Okay,
I don't even know what's plugged
I'm
in
trying to get
now.
everyone to play Tony Hawk. That's like
Oh, Tony
my
Hawk
new
Pro
thing.
Skater. Bleh, Yeah.
First of all, thank you. That's what I was doing before you got here.
Oh, great, great.
I need you to play it though, because I just think that we would have a good time playing that game.
I played with my brother growing up.
yeah,
and it's-
that's exactly the idea.
Yeah.
It's like everyone can play this. It's been around for 50 years or however. I don't know. How old's
Yeah.
Tony Hawk? 100?
He's old.
Yeah.
But he's pretty tight. He's a good old dude. He's sweet. He called
Yes.
into the
Yeah.
LAPD meetings.
He did do that. That's right.
Yeah.
What a
I
good
heard
move.
it live, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm Tony Hawk. I'm just calling in to voice my support of Black Lives Matter." And it was like, "Tony Hawk!"
Just pulling a quick 540 melon in here.
Yeah. I'm just skirting on up to let you know that
Tell you
this
that
ain't cool.
Your policing text is really grinding on me, man,
Yeah.
and not in the chill way.
Not in a chill way.
Great. What a hero.
Yeah.
He is becoming kind of an institution, isn't he?
He's great, and
Yeah.
there was that video of him like coaching his daughter.
Yes, I saw
and
that.
it's just one having both I love my dad, and also
Sure.
I love coaches. So like
Sure.
having that dad coach.
You do love coaches.
I do.
You love coaches so much.
I do.
You have coaches so much.
I've said that that's one of there are many reasons I love acting, but one of them is because of that dynamic with the director of almost like a coaching athlete where I'm the body
Yeah.
that helps execute the plan of the
Which is appropriate because that's really what the dynamic is.
yeah.
Like that is really what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I've tried to figure out how to be that figure in the lives of college students without it being, I guess, without transgressing their sort of individuality on some level, and also
yes.
without being too intimate with them. You know what I mean? Like 'cause you have to.
Yeah.
They're still mostly children, and you're mostly not, and so you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so
Anyhow.
I'm doing fine. I know you're doing fine. So let's jump into the topic, shall we?
Great.
Yeah. Here we go.
Great.
So before we do that, we'd like to thank some of our producers,
Producer.
the people who make this happen. Frankly, our bosses.
They tell us what to do.
They do. Did you want to start and thank some of these glorious people?
I will absolutely start.
Please, thank you.
First, I would like to thank, again, John Williams,
Boy.
who, until I'm corrected, is the John Williams.
I'd like to think that.
I like to think
Can you imagine? He's like 88 and he's like, I want to know what these two guys are like as friends.
Yeah. Why are they friends? Let's
Wait, it
figure it
brings
out.
music to my heart. Let me start writing stuff, right? There's a little theme for us.
He comes
Anyway,
out with
Great.
an ode to
Great.
Adam and Maggie.
Thank you, Firewalker.
With me.
He's walking with both of us, or she?
She.
Walking with both of us.
Right. Or it is the strain of marijuana that they are referring to.
Oh.
Which is one of my favorite strains.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
wouldn't know, but
That's right,
I would
yes.
nod at you
Yes,
meaningfully,
yes.
and I'm doing that. Yeah, fair enough.
Next is who I assume is obviously the brother of a acclaimed composer, John Williams, is Christopher Williams.
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you, Christopher. Not as talented as your brother.
So
you know.
mostly thank you.
So mostly thank you, but consider sharpening up another skill just to
Wow.
bring something to the table.
Your thank you is basically a passive-aggressive advice column.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
enjoying that. Thank you to Nathan Wells and to Corey Robertson and Jason Miller.
Thank you.
Seem like nice guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're best friends. They went to high school
yes,
together.
definitely
They
best
became
friends.
estranged throughout college, but
Right.
due to a tragic incident in their hometown, they have come back to solve the mystery.
That's right. Well, they all have a piece of the locket. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right. Yeah.
Fitting the locket together.
Right.
Yeah.
And jumping off that, I like to thank Christopher Olsen.
Great name. Is he an Olsen? Is he one of the Olsens?
It is spelled differently, so I assume
Damn
yes,
it.
but they changed it
Right.
to not, because they want to be an
don't want the
actor on
fame.
their own.
Yeah.
They
They
don't.
want the billions, not the fame.
Right.
Got it.
Oh my God, when sons of other actors, like I think it's like Denzel Washington's
Yes.
son is
Yeah.
an actor, and he was like, yeah, like I changed my last name because I didn't want to be connected. It's like. Cast and directors still know who your dad is. Like,
Right.
people
You
still
mean you don't want the
know.
audience to know.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Like you don't
Yeah,
want the audience to assume that you didn't deserve it. Not that. Okay. Anyways.
I don't think that's crazy.
I know it's not
but it is-
crazy,
but
but
it
it's like
isn't-
you can just be a little more honest about it.
Well, there's no way for them to not be known by
Yeah.
like cast and directors
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
let's be honest. I don't know. That's a complicated issue in some ways.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Richard R. Kaminsky.
Yeah.
That's just a great name.
That's so great. Richard R. Kaminsky.
Yeah. Ooh.
Get on in here.
I could have. Yeah. I like the child version.
Yeah, I was
also
like, am
thought
I
judge.
accusing him to be a? Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like, am I
yeah.
sentencing him or?
Yeah. Commissioner
time out.
Kaminsky. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ben. Thanks, Ben.
My theory on single name people is they are the true heroes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like
far superior to three named people.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I also like when people with three named people being one were annoying.
but yours kind of flows, like there's a music to it.
True, and it is my actual name. Some people
Oh, yeah.
do think it's a
Yeah,
stage
yeah.
name. It is not. So for that reason,
That's one of the reasons I like it.
Thank you.
If I was using my middle name, which is
Yeah.
Scott, it would be too much.
Ooh, Adam Scott.
Ganser. It's
Ganser.
too many words.
Yeah.
Because Ganser's enough.
Ganser is
a
great.
yeah. That word's a canon.
Yeah,
we got enough
And
on
a lot,
this.
a lot of people just call you Ganser.
A lot of people try.
Yeah.
Few succeed.
You don't accept Ganser?
I do it when there's certain contexts.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like you're not my coach.
Woo!
You know?
Yeah, I like it.
Some like my buddy, like once we're real buddies.
Yeah.
Then I don't mind it so much.
Yeah.
But like there's always a moment where like somebody's like, "What's up, Ganser?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And like just give them a look
Yeah,
like,
nothing.
"How do you want this to go?"
Oh,
What do you want to be next?
I love it.
You know, because you got to set some boundaries.
You're
Gotta set
right,
some
you're
boundaries.
right.
Anyway, Nicholas Fabian, thank you.
Thank you. Adam Duncan, one of my best friends. Their
Ooh.
last name is Duncan. So,
Oh, really?
Relation?
So you like this person?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I like them.
Fair enough. Well, that's not all the producers, but
No.
we'll be circling back for some
We'll
more
come
producers.
back.
But I want to get started with our topic today, which is films that created or were associated with the sexual awakening. Maggie, who's going first? Who's going first into this?
I don't remember who. I don't remember.
Do we need to Rochambeau for it? Do you wanna just pick?
Rochambeau. Yeah. Wait. Okay. Pick.
First of all,
an
I'm
ice
very,
cream flavor.
I apologize if they can hear the helicopter circling this
above,
building.
yeah.
I don't know if they can. I'm going to press on and hope that it's not a sound problem later.
You know what? If it is, just know that it's part of the,
Right.
the environment.
That was us searching for sexual awakening and finally discovering it.
Yeah, it's most actually probably just police, and they
Definitely.
need their budgets cut.
Definitely. Yeah. Mags, why don't you go first this time?
I will go. I would love to go first.
Yeah.
I would
Thank
love
you.
To go first.
So wonderful. Can you tell us what movie you picked?
I picked. Now, there are three films that I think are actually very similar, just in the like sexual, like if there were their own like section at the video store.
Yeah.
It would be, they would all be together. Mask of Zorro, The Day After Tomorrow, and
The third film, the tip of the pyramid is
third one.
The Mummy? I don't know.
Yes.
Is it The Mummy?
Yes,
Really?
The
Wow.
Mummy, yes. Yes, that is it.
Wow.
So those 3 films would be, on a gold display shelf. That was like, if you're bi or pansexual, consider these titles.
Oh, okay. So, all right, great. I don't want to say more. So, briefly, can you just give us a quick summary of the movie? If you've been listening to this network or our sister network, Gamefully Unemployed, you're definitely aware of this movie, Mask of Zorro, because we've talked about it several times.
Yes.
It's kind of just in the zeitgeist right now.
I know.
I don't know what it is.
I have theories, but I do think part of it is like, I think we're all looking for a little,
little heat.
Someone's going to put on a mask and like stand up for people. That feels,
yeah, that's true too. Okay.
Kind of like I've always loved Zorro, which is why this movie was
right
very
in there for you.
Right in there for me.
Okay. So, briefly, Mask of Zorro. Can you give us a quick summary of it?
Yeah, so briefly, Mask of Zorro is one of those fun movies where Anthony Hopkins plays the old version of Zorro. That's always fun. I love when they come in media res. I love it. I don't need no origin story. Show me the next guy who's about to get it,
That's a good point.
Yeah, it was so refreshing.
Yeah.
So anyways, Anthony Hopkins plays Zorro, who's old now.
Yeah.
But he realizes that people need help. So then we get a young
Antonio Banderas. He's perfect in this movie.
Just wonderful.
Yeah.
So we get Antonio Banderas. He's a thief along with his brother. And he gets recruited to be the new Zorro. Viva la Mexico.
True. One of the key elements to this movie that I feel like is probably going to matter is that Anthony Hopkins is imprisoned as a middle-aged Zorro.
Yes.
And therefore misses the upbringing of his daughter, who is played as an adult by Catherine Zeta-Jones. When Anthony Hopkins is finally released from jail in a sort of basically an escape, I want to say, right?
Yeah.
He and Antonio Banderas, part of their journey is about reconnecting to her. And it's like kind of the breakout role for Catherine Zeta-Jones. She'd been in stuff. Yeah, absolutely. She was a definite knockout. I have talked at length about this movie because I think it's very well done.
It's so well done.
There's a lot of problems with it, but it's very well done. So I'm curious. What happened? Tell me when you watched it. What were the events?
Oh boy. Like I said, I'd always loved Zorro. They used to play Zorro at Disney Channel at night. It was like the Disney Vault.
Yes, like the old TV show.
The old TV show. They showed around midnight.
Yeah.
And so, on weekends, my parents were like, yeah, you can stay up to midnight and watch Zorro. So
great.
My brother and I would, stay up late watching Zorro, the old black and white TV show. And we both loved it.
And how old were you at this point?
At this point, I was young, probably like 6 or 7.
Oh, real young. Okay.
Real young, yeah. We actually, my first family vacation that we ever took was to Mexico. In Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Sure.
And they showed Zorro on their Disney Channel all day long. So a lot of memories.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So a lot of memories from that trip were just us watching Zorro,
So you have a connection to Zorro already.
I had a pre-established connection to Zorro. So the movie comes out. What year does the movie come out?
1998.
1998. So when it came out, I don't
think you want to say, do you?
I could. I mean, yeah.
Well, you occasionally on this podcast, you've been delicate about your age. So if you're gonna give the number,
I guess
now, some people know how to do math. Not everyone.
But
some people know how.
I know.
So just let you know.
I mean,
you were not. You were still in your
a baby.
very, very young. Yeah.
I was actually. It was around the same time.
Yeah.
So this movie comes out, and when I was like, every time I had like my first like inklings of like sexualness or whatever, it like was like overdrive. Like my cheeks would flush.
Yeah, hit
like,
you hard.
So like so like crushingly embarrassing, like not being able to like move, sweating. I remember one time there was a person at a mall that my mom took me to who was selling, like, he would like write your name on a piece of rice and put it in a necklace at a booth.
That's kind of cute.
It was very cute. But he looked at me and was like, hey, do you want a necklace? And the person was so attractive that I like, my body like went and I was like, yes. And I just remember being like sweating, like rooted to the spot.
Liquid pouring out of every area.
Yeah, and I didn't even want the necklace. Like the necklaces were objectively ugly, but my brain just went haywire. And so I just sat there like sweating, feeling my skin crawl as he made me a necklace.
This is a topic I try not to get too crass about.
Yeah.
I think there are questions that are like just sort of like,
Sure.
But like when you're getting flushed and hot and stuff, like, do you know why?
Yes.
Do you know why you're getting that way?
But it feels, especially when I was this age, it felt a lot more emotional than anything
It probably
else.
is, right?
Yeah. It's like, just seeing someone and being like, I like need to stand close to you and I don't know why, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I need to, that's basically it. Like, So this was the first movie that I was watching, and first it was Antonio Banderas.
He's such a handsome man. Yeah.
And to this day, everything about him, and as an actor, he's just such an amazing actor.
Have you seen his Almodovar films?
Yeah, we saw.
Well, you watched his most recent one. Have you seen the ones before Mask of Zorro?
No.
Because that's why we know who he is his partnership with Almodovar. Mm-hmm. One of them is called Atame, or Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down, in which he kidnaps a woman. Like he basically plays a serial rapist.
Wow.
And he plays a few of those.
Damn.
In the Almodovar films.
Damn.
So it's very interesting that he plays these sort of like weirdly monstrous sexual characters very well.
Yeah.
And humanizes them to a degree in these Almodovar films. And then we bring him over here and he's like just a hunk of handsome. My God, we love him, Yeah.
And also I think it was like the character he's playing, like something about like, I don't know.
Well, it's hero stuff,
it's
right?
Hero stuff, but also like a conflict, like almost like anti-hero-y, and him like not fitting in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Him not being able to be the Anthony Hopkins Zorro, I think was so like charming in a way.
Yeah, he was not a high class figure.
Exactly.
He's a low class figure.
Right.
Who ascends by way of this deception into the highest circles of his country.
Yeah.
Which, if I may delicately point out,
go ahead. I think
is a thing that I think is a life story you're interested in.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's some of that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sometimes, and to even this day, like, if there are people that are very attractive or like very like, I don't know, like I don't know, something about people not being that way that I almost, especially like men, like, being in a relationship, I just don't like, something about it always feels, I think it was because when I was in college, I did date like, a very like affluent, men.
You're very aware of that quality.
Yes.
In men.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how much it's come up in the topic of dating.
Yeah.
In the short time we've been talking about that, which is basically, for everyone who's keeping score, since the quarantine started.
Oh my God.
This podcast is the quarantine podcast.
I know.
Yeah. Interesting. And there's no judgment to that. I'm just pointing out a fact.
And I'm agreeing with it. Because to me, it's like sometimes I just, and especially with this person that I dated in college, it was just hard to connect on fundamental things because of that.
Right.
And so, with like Antonio Banderas' character, it's like that would not be a problem,
It's
and
easier.
Like, it's easier.
It's an easier access point.
Yeah.
Like this is in a way being sort of alongside a person like this would feel like a natural being swept up in it romance to you.
Right. And
Interesting.
Also I think you mentioned this earlier, the like being against authority. I sometimes feel, and especially with this the couple of affluent people that I dated, even the ones that didn't have like a great relationship with their father, they still had this like power dynamic struggle with them.
Oh, they always will.
Yeah.
That's standard, man.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But to me, it was the difference of like a lot of them just would pretend it wasn't there and, just like talk glowingly about their dad and then later reveal that actually he's a sociopath. Where it's
Or
like.
that they actually know that.
Right. And they don't want to.
They don't want to say it or feel it out loud.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Whereas, the opposite of that is, like Antonio Banderas is like, yeah, whatever, fuck, it's a lot.
Except for he's looking for a dad.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
That's true.
He's looking for
and
that.
He found
And he found
daddy.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd take Anthony Hopkins.
Men and their fathers, it's like, and I'm not, everyone has their own story.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying everyone's the same. But men and their fathers is a tale as old as time. Like the fraught nature of that relationship.
Yeah.
Goes all the way back to cave people, Oedipus, all the way back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's definitely an access point thing, and because I like being very emotionally close with the people I date. So if there are easier access points, then most likely I will just fall into liking them, or
Sure.
easier to make a relationship.
So just because I think it's only fair.
Yes.
You saw this movie. Did the sex vapors take you over when you were watching it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
And to give the full picture, it's and again, like growing up, I didn't know that I wasn't straight until college, because especially when you're bi, and especially when you grow up religious, like you just don't
I understand
consider
that.
it.
Yeah,
Because I was attracted to men. So
right.
it didn't
So
make,
I'm not gay.
Yeah.
So I must be straight.
So I must be straight. And and it's just so surprising how easy that is to do, and how easy it is to think that you are. But so now looking back, it was like, oh, it's both Catherine Zeta-Jones and
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah. And like the trifecta film of young bi pan.
Yeah.
I'm gesturing a triangle.
Yeah, you're making a triangle. You've created a triforce.
Created a triforce. But yeah, the fact that they were both such like likable characters, and Catherine Zeta-Jones, she's so like beautiful, but like strong, stunning.
They're very has a lot more power than many characters of that type in that time.
Yes.
She definitely overflows that character. Like the character is a smaller container than could actually contain her. She was bigger than that character.
Yeah.
That felt true in the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, she's just like, she's so, she feels like a complete character with like,
Well, interestingly, Maggie, and I'm thinking about your story. Catherine Zeta-Jones and Antonio Banderas are doing the same thing in that movie.
Yeah.
They're both looking for a lover / father. They're both looking for that.
Yeah.
That's weird. Right? They almost would be better siblings than lovers in some ways.
For sure.
Yeah.
If the story had been them finding out that they were actually siblings,
that would be dumb, but I could see it. Yeah.
But yeah, I could see it for sure. But yeah, and I mean the scene where Antonio Banderas and her are in the stable, like
Best part of the movie.
Yeah. One of the best like sexual tension scenes.
Not bad.
Oh man.
That was the scene that every piece of it was in the previews, because that's how good it was, you know? All the jokes were there. Yeah.
It's great. And I think that scene, if anything, was like just cemented all of it together.
You watched it again for this, I assume, right? Did you watch it again for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of the dancing scene where they're dancing in the courtyard?
I love that scene.
I kind of like it better now.
I do too.
As an older person.
Yes, yeah. Because I mean, the stable scene is very obvious, and for when
It's
you're
more
younger,
juvenile.
yeah, that's the one that it's like, like I want to be close to you, and I don't know why, that type thing. But
Well, I love the dance scene is them almost violating social obligation, but not quite. The heat is so strong between them that it's like, we can't really behave.
Yeah.
We're kind of behaving, but we're not really.
Ooh, and
that's the best feeling.
Exactly. Yeah, and the film really captures that, like, they shouldn't, but they should.
But they must.
But they must. They shan't, but they must. Which is the stuff of every, romance novel.
So when you watch the movie, you had the vapors.
Yeah.
What happens after? Anything? Is it just like that's a moment where you realize something?
Yeah, I mean that's a moment, and then like again, subsequently, The Mummy, exact same thing. Strong female protagonist that both I could relate to and is incredibly attractive.
Yeah.
Male protagonists who are goofy and approachable while also being like
Capable.
men hot and capable.
Brendan Fraser is a really interesting person on this sexy comedy spectrum.
Oh.
There's so few. And he's
few.
very good at both.
Yeah. He's amazing. Yeah, and again, like very accessible, like male lead.
But they're also both funny. Like Antonio Banderas is also funny.
So funny.
Very funny, actually.
Right. Which I also am very attracted to. Like if someone's too stoic or whatever, it's kind of like,
Yeah, you can't be the only one with jokes.
Yeah.
You need to bounce
I like
off
to
a
be
person.
the funniest, but
God, I love it. I love you so much. You're my favorite, man. Just little shit like that. I need to be the funniest and the best.
Right.
But I'll accept some of your comedy. Love it.
Oh man.
Love that. Okay. What a
But
great story.
And also, same with Day After Tomorrow. We got sweet little Jake.
I've never seen that movie. I need to see it.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
That's an apocalypse movie, right?
Yeah. It's
That's a genre I haven't
wackadoo.
watched a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was big during that time.
It's still big.
It'll
Every few
always
years,
be
there's going to be
big.
another. Right. Ever since Roland Emmerich was a guy, it's like we are going to keep making these because they're
Yep.
fun to watch. I mean, they're
Fun to watch. Yeah.
not as much now that we're
Not as
living in
much-
an
I know.
apocalypse,
Now
but
it's like,
they were
oh,
kind of fun
God,
before.
Get off my back.
Enough, please.
Enough,
yeah.
please.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all of those films had a very, I mean, basically cemented the type of person that I would be attracted to basically for the rest of my
It's like
life.
it came fully formed.
Kind of, yeah. Like now that I look back, those are the traits that I have always found attractive in people. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing all this.
You're welcome.
That was a very fun story. I think it's time for some more producers, don't you?
I think so.
I think so.
Let's pull them up.
First of all of our producers we'd like to thank, and those of you who are listening to the show who'd like to become producers, there's a tier. There's a $10 tier. Yes.
I'll bottle it up and send
To
it to
salve
you.
your tears, join this tier, the producer tier, where you can contribute in the following ways. You can, first of all, be mentioned as these famous heroes are being mentioned.
And I'll say something weird about your name and make some
at least that.
judgments.
Right,
yeah.
at least that. And also, they are the ones who get to select the topics because we give them a list. And as yet, few have taken advantage of this opportunity, but they can also suggest topics via a secret email address that only they have. None of them are doing this yet, but guys, do it because this is your benefit.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
I mean,
you're the boss.
You're the boss. We had a lot of ideas, but
But like, I'm not the only one. I'm not a factory.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
No. Thank you to Jessica M. Seems like a great lady.
Yeah.
Love her.
Yeah.
Why not?
Her dog is great.
Oh, yeah.
Her dog,
Great.
yeah.
What a great dog she's got.
Great dog.
Okay. Timothy Schreiner.
Timothy Schreiner.
What a great name.
Timothy Schreiner.
Put that guy on a boat.
Timothy Schreiner. Captain Schreiner.
Captain Schreiner.
Captain Schreiner.
He can read wind pressure. You know he fucking can.
He can. He can smell icebergs.
Oh, yeah. They got to smell. That's a sea smell. You know it.
That's a sea smell.
The audience really misses out on Maggie's like physicality. It's very,
I'm a very
it's a
physical
part of this.
performer.
Yeah.
Garrett Cooper. Garrett Cooper.
Like it.
You sound like a character from Twin Peaks.
You're
like
momming
you live
out
in Twin
all
Peaks.
these characters, by the way. You're really momming them. I love it.
Yeah.
Peter Jones.
Peter Jones.
I like it. Kind of sly.
Comes to the office. Peter Jones.
Comes to
You're
the office.
wanted in the office.
Exceeds the expectations.
Yeah,
Comes to the office.
yeah.
You think you're getting a B. Now you're getting an A plus
Now
out of
you're
Peter
getting an A
Jones.
plus.
Yeah. Joel Harper.
Joel Harper.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. What is he good at?
Nothing.
Poor Joel.
Poor Joel.
Poor Joel. This is not how you treat your boss.
It's okay. It's not too late. You can pick up a skill. Try something.
Yeah.
Hula hooping.
Ooh. Joel Harper. Just suggestions. Hula hooping.
Hooper.
Yeah.
Hooper.
You have another one here?
I do. Zach Gibson.
This
of
is your favorite
guitar
guy.
fame.
You love this guy. This is your favorite guy.
Yeah.
You love him. Benjamin Egan.
Benjamin Egan.
I like author.
Yeah.
Benjamin Egan's hyphen author.
This
right?
is his author name. He has a private name that he only uses for his taxes in Cuba.
Oh, ooh. In Cuba? My God, you got great ideas. You really got great ideas.
I'm an ideas lady.
You really are.
I really
You're
am.
a brainstormer. I really like it.
I truly am.
Yeah. We need to write a thing.
We do need to write
I think
a
that
thing.
might be fun. Anyway.
We need to write a thing.
Pie Guy.
Pie Guy.
Pie Guy, love you. His actual technical name is I Like 3.14, but I will always call you Pie Guy because you're my Pie Guy. Daniel Christensen.
Daniel Christensen.
What is he? Is he clergy? Is he in clergy?
I guess I was thinking like children's author.
Sure. Yeah.
But slash clergy. There should be more
Slash
clergy
clergy.
men writing books for kids.
There should be more clergy listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
Why not?
Hey.
Get over here,
Get over
priests.
here.
I wouldn't mind a monk or two.
Truly, I wouldn't.
Did you want to read this name?
Kyle Schrotel.
Yes. Kyle Notel Schrotel. Schrotel, California, Kyle here.
California.
Great name. Tony Fahey or Fahy. You can
Nice.
correct us if you'd like, but you have to do it on that secret email address.
Right.
Hopefully you're paying attention, Tony, or else this
Maybe-
joke's happened forever.
Right. And also maybe suggest something while you're emailing us about your name.
Maggie
a
gets
thought.
really irritated. Actually, it's me, and I'm just projecting it onto her.
Oh, sometimes, I'm very performative. Sometimes I'll freak Will out because they'll think that I'm really serious about something when
I've
I'm
seen
not
you
at
do
all.
this.
Yeah. So Will is a very literal person.
Yes, I've seen that too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. We need to now watch another movie. That's another thing that needs to happen.
Yeah, we do. I know.
I'm saving this last one for you.
Great.
I think my favorite name so far. Mm-hmm. Hit it.
Adamantium Jello.
Yes, the contradiction in substances.
Oh, wow.
Adamantium Jello.
Adamantium Jello.
Wow.
That's like you as an element dipped in Jello.
Well, adamantium is a mythical element that's harder
it?
than steel. Yes.
I've never heard.
Have you
I've
ever
heard
played
of
a Final Fantasy?
unobtainium, but that is real.
That's no. Get the fuck out of here. Wow, you got some good ones today.
Thank you.
What was the one that got me earlier? Oh, it was like you're gonna write me a letter from hell.
Oh
my God.
That was before we were recording, but it's
Wow.
hot in here, and we were
Wow.
talking about does hell have hot coffee, and I told Adam that
I will write him a
I'll
letter.
write you a letter and let you know. You know where I'm ending up.
Great jokes. Maggie, you came in hot today. I really like it.
Came
in real hot today. I really
I'm
like
on
that.
it. I have my meds all sorted out with flying
Oh,
high.
is that what it is? I see. You got the right cocktail. I like that.
You know, mental health is
I like
important.
that. That is important. If you're gonna take pills, they ought to work.
They ought to work for
Right,
you.
they ought to work.
Bug.
I want to transition into my movie, if you don't mind.
I would love to transition into water.
I knew you were gonna like this.
Love.
This? You
I
love
love this. I love it.
This is a horrible movie.
It's
This is not a good movie.
bad.
It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie.
Waterworld is
Yeah.
the movie I picked. Now,
Yeah.
you're probably already scratching your head about this because if you've done any math in your life, you'll realize this is kind of late. This is kind of late
Right.
for
Right.
a sexual awakening movie.
Yeah,
I'm sure you thought about it. You should have.
Yeah.
I can't say this movie is the first time the idea of
Right.
sexuality ever appealed to me because the actual time that happened is a thing I don't want to tell you yet. But it's pretty funny. No,
Great,
but
great.
this actually there's a moment that matters. So
Yes.
that's what I chose to focus on.
Right.
Actually, no, I will tell you because
Okay,
so
great.
the first time I remember having sexual feelings from media was a Bible cartoon about Adam and Eve.
Amazing.
Because they had Eve was painted in this very
Yeah,
old school
they
way. And it
always
was like
do.
right, and they have to.
They
right?
have to. She's got to
uh,
be hot. Listen,
she
Jesus,
was hot.
Jesus
Yes,
has
exactly.
to be hot,
Right.
and Adam and Eve have to be hot.
Right.
Otherwise,
No,
what are we doing here?
I don't know. I don't
Isn't
know.
that really funny that they've always made Jesus
it's real
hot?
dumb.
Yeah.
Of course, it's so dumb.
I had a
Why would he
religion
be hot?
teacher say that he must have been hot because it would have made him a more it would have helped.
There's literally Bible verses that say the opposite.
Well, I know.
What is he? What? Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to have been hot.
I think it's fair to say probably none of them would be hot if you lined them up.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Our beauty standards are all completely subjective.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like and also culturally derided.
Yeah.
They would probably all look like goblins to us. So there's that.
There's
Anyway,
that.
that was the first time I remember. And I was much, much younger. So but what you need to know is because I was raised in a conservative home, seeing naked women was a thing that didn't really happen until I mean, I can think of a handful of times that somebody at school had like a drawing or something.
Right.
Until I went to this movie. And funny thing is, I went with my grandmother. She took me because it's a PG-13 movie.
Right. Yeah.
Right? It's a
Absolutely.
PG-13 movie.
Uh-huh.
Also, I should summarize the movie. I follow my own rules. Waterworld is a apocalyptic story about a world in which the polar ice caps melt. Came out in 1995. Made by Kevin Reynolds, who also directed Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, also with Costner.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then later The Postman. That's their trifecta.
Oh my God.
Yeah, weird movies. Yeah. So this movie, the entire Earth is covered in water. So it's been true for so long that they no longer know if there's such a thing as dry land, and dry land is now a myth.
Right.
It's a culture of people basically living on like skivs and stuff, and like
rafts.
and it's very Mad Max on the ocean.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It actually, I think when he pitched it, he said Mad Max in the water.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it
it's
is.
perfectly described.
Yeah.
It's not anywhere near as good as
No.
any of the Mad Maxes that I've seen.
Yeah, agreed.
I haven't seen all the Mad Maxes, but it's not that good. It's not horrible.
It's not horrible.
It's not good, but
It's not good. They have a wonderful stage show.
which actually, so the best thing in the movie basically happens before the first act is over, which is the invasion of this like tiny little fortress town.
Yeah.
Where we learn that Kevin Costner is not totally human. He's a fish man called an ichthyosapien. Incredible. Kevin Costner is such a prick in this movie.
Yeah.
Like an unlikable dick.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's no reason for it.
That's why it's so
There's-
funny to watch. It's like, wow.
He has absolutely no empathy at all.
Yeah.
No empathy.
None, yeah.
And like the movie justifies it by implying that he's been mistreated by humans his whole life, and
Right.
that he's hard out there. He's hard on the sea.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, it's not fun to watch how mean he is.
Yeah. And at times it's at odds with his survival to be so mean.
Right, it's
and
like,
it's
why?
like at
Yeah.
that point it really doesn't make any sense. 'Cause
Right.
What?
He
Yeah.
has the social skills of a person who's used to only bullying people to get his way.
Yeah.
And maybe he's gotten away with that. He's definitely taller than everybody else in the movie in a way that's
true.
like, is nobody 6 foot in this movie? What the hell's going on in this world? Anyway, so
Yeah.
the germane fact for our discussion is that in his escape from this invasion by the smokers, he picks up a 30-ish woman,
Yeah.
Jean Triplehorn, whose
Yeah.
character's name I don't remember, and a child she's caring for who has a map on her neck.
Yeah.
That is supposedly
Kidnap.
Kidnap. They needed more guys playing guitar in this movie.
Absolutely. Absolutely they did.
That's Mad Max Fury Road in 2017. The moment it had the guitar guy, best moment in the last 10 years of cinema. Hero moment.
Hero moment.
It was like, this is
so
perfect.
Good. Have you ever seen Hell Comes to Frogtown?
No.
Okay. Very similar vibes
Wow.
of Mad Max Fury Road. To the
I need to
point
see
where
that.
I was like, this is soft inspiration.
Oh, could be. Yeah. Why
Yeah.
not?
In a fun way. In a
Sure.
way that was like,
Well, the cool thing about Mad Max Fury Road is that it's the same guy who made the original Mad Max.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's been doing this. He's been doing this for a bit.
And he fucking did it.
He really did.
Yeah.
So, anyway, as part of essentially Kevin Costner's Ichthyosapien just rescues, in quotes, Gene Triplehorn and this child on his raft as he escapes.
Right.
And the scene that matters is a scene where they both need to find some way to kind of pay their way on this ship because everything's very transactional in this world.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. You need something. Everything's got,
Right. You need a skill or a cash value of some kind or whatever, and they don't really have one. So she asks the child, who is a very fun kid, I think.
I liked her.
Fun kid. I really like this kid.
Yeah.
To go below decks. And she walks up to Ichthyosapien, who, by the way, his bald patch is just crucial, real bad.
Oh,
the bald ponytail's real bad.
I was just like,
can't have it. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So she walks up to him, and with what seems like one unclasping motion, like there's one button or something holding this whole outfit together, drops all of her clothes, entirely naked.
Yeah.
Now, I can tell you, sitting in the theater with my grandmother, that was an incredibly uncomfortable moment. Like, very uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Because at that age, I was always a slow bloomer, like a late bloomer, like a very late bloomer physically. As I've told you, I grew a foot in my senior year of high school. So this feeds into that.
Yeah.
So I was probably not at a point where like I could control what my body did still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you're sitting next to your family members watching this. It's a horrible feeling. Right.
Yeah, that's the feeling.
Right.
It's like,
I can actually, on the subject of like unwanted erections, right? I remember in 4th grade having like that just happens to you, right?
Yeah,
and this is the thing I didn't know because nobody ever explained it to me.
Oh no.
It just happens to you for a while and you can't control it.
Yeah.
And it's not because anything caused it.
Right.
It's just your
It's just your
body's
body.
like learning this thing, right?
Yeah.
So like there was a good hour in a 4th grade class that was like so bad.
Oh no.
I still remember it. You know what I mean? Like, and I've had a lot of forgettable boners, man.
Yeah.
But I still remember that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this moment, what's interesting about it is a few things. First is the suddenness of the nakedness. It's like you knew for 4 or 5 seconds something was going to happen.
Right.
You did not think that was going to happen.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
And I had seen it before.
Right.
But very passively. When I was watching it this time, with the go below deck, I was like, oh yeah. But then when she does it, I was like, oh.
It's very quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's quick and it's very bold.
Yeah.
And I think there's, at least for me, that tapped into a lot of much deeper fantasies about how I want women to do things.
Yeah.
Because I think you know me enough to know that, like, I would probably never match up with somebody who's like a domineering type person.
Right.
I don't think so. Like, I'll probably be in charge of most relationships because that's my nature.
Yeah.
Which is neither good nor bad.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I don't want to use the word aggressive, the sort of like boldness of that was very, very attractive. And it became this like fantasy image for me that like many of my sexual fantasies went back to it.
Yeah. Ooh,
So like when I would like imagine, you know, this girl I like or that girl I like or whatever, they would do that. That was the thing they would do. And like I don't know why. You know, but it's
something
like
very like it's I mean, yeah, like you said it, like it's very aggressive, but it's like aggressive I want you, which is very
the best
like,
kind of aggressive.
Yeah, exactly.
The only kind we all like.
Right. Yeah. The aggressive I don't want you is a big letdown. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, it's like, so I'm interested in like shows like 6 Feet Under because they capture the idea of like recycling images that you've seen
Right.
into like deep like dreams and wish fulfillment.
Yeah.
This image of that shot of looking at a woman from behind while her clothes fall off of her became this like fantasy thing for several years. And like I don't know why it matters so much. There's things that I now look back, I'm like, ooh, I wish I don't like this situation at all. Right? The situation is bad.
Right, yeah.
Real
yeah,
bad.
Yeah.
Especially because like first of all, he rejects her.
Yeah.
Which is like,
Yeah, it's like, okay, Kevin Costner.
right. I mean, because of his quote unquote tender feelings about being actually wanted.
Yeah.
Like, get the hell out of here. Oh, this is the moment you have morals? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
But also because like, she doesn't want to do it, and it feels like now when you're an adult, you watch it and feel like shame about it.
Right.
Not shame because she's naked.
Right.
Shame because it's a thing she doesn't want to do.
Right.
And it's so exposed.
Yeah.
It's like out in the sea.
Yeah.
Like,
and he like makes her feel bad about
Right,
it.
he kinda looks her up and
throws
down.
clothes at
Yeah.
her. Yeah, and it's like, you know.
It's not great.
Right.
And I'm bummed how many things, like sexual things from that time and before, have these elements in them.
Yeah.
Because you do pick them up.
Yeah.
You know, like thinking back on how my fantasies worked, it's like, well, I'm internalizing this image at least. Like, who knows how much of the context you're internalizing.
Yeah. Well,
You
I mean,
know?
same at like being a woman and watching. Like, luckily, again, like I said, the 3 movies that I named, kick-ass female characters that were, you know, were smart. So like a lot of that stuff I was luckily able to avoid. But like, what, you know, there are movies like that I have seen, and like being a woman and watching it and just being like, oh, you know, like, oh my God, like, wow, like am I supposed to feel like an object? You know, like that, like, I feel like a full human, but they're not.
They're not full humans.
Right, they're not full humans. So if I am to be wanted, do I need to, you know, like what?
That's got to be short-circuiting. How could it not be? Yeah. I don't even know what that would be like.
But then also sometimes then you'll just like, well, then I guess I should identify with the Kevin Costner character, but he's an asshole. So, you know, it's a very like, you know, very.
He's awful in a way that's like. I understand the spreadsheet of why he's so bad.
Right.
And I don't think that's, and like, you know, everybody's subject to their times. Let's be honest.
Yes. Yeah.
But it really doesn't feel good now. It has aged very poorly.
Yeah.
Poorly on like it's hard to imagine why that didn't feel weird to them. I can't understand that. Like, he's just a dick.
Yeah. And like I said, and it gets in the way of his survival, which is like, that logically doesn't make sense.
And like, that's the problem with the Mad Max protagonist type is like they have to be so brutish to be what we want them to be in terms of like angry survival, like malicious type. And then inevitably a screenwriter's like, well, the most interesting thing to do is put them with a child they have to protect or something, right?
And
it's like, well, they wouldn't do that. They don't know how to do that. That's the problem. You know, like, don't ask Genghis Khan to take care of women. They're not going to do. He's not going to do that. I know how history works. You know, like, et cetera, et cetera. You get the idea. So. Well, the only thing I want to keep talking about this, because I don't want to go on and on, is I think it's interesting how important that nudity in media is. Because early in film school, I did a nude film. So like this is probably a good time to tell this story. So I'm going to tell you.
Great.
So I decided to shoot a fully nude woman. Now, I did it all professionally, and I was very, very worried about, making them feel uncomfortable or being a creep or whatever.
Yeah.
But nobody was more worried. Nobody was as worried as I was, which is a thing I've thought about in hindsight.
Yeah.
That they should have been, and they weren't. The actress was fine. She was very sweet and and very, I guess giving is the right word here.
Yeah.
Giving. And very professional about it. But ultimately, when I go back to that Westworld thing, it's like, I think I was trying to recreate that in a weird way. Like, because what happened, the scene is that, and this is like, I'm making a scene in a early directing class.
Right,
It's like the second film I ever made.
Yeah.
So the scene is, alcoholic guy comes home to his house, and his wife or girlfriend has removed all of his liquor. And he's like looking through all of his liquor, can't find it. Sits down on the couch, and she comes out naked. And she wants to essentially replace his alcoholism. That's what she wants to do. So she wants to have sex instead of him drinking, and he can't go through with it.
Interesting.
Well, it's very dark.
Yeah,
and, especially for like a 28-year-old or whatever. It was very dark. But like the way she comes out, she walks fully out of this room, right? And I had a teacher who was a woman who was like, "Are you going to shoot? Like, what are you going to shoot?" And I was like, head to toe. And she said, and I quote, "You're going to shoot pussy?" Ask me that question.
Whoa.
Yeah. Love this teacher, but that was a pretty stunning moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess.
Yeah.
And like, she's like, the little smile on her face, like, okay. Like,
Right.
because like, nobody does that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody does it. Nobody does it. And like, the reason I think I had to do it is because a lot of sexuality for me was formed by imagery, like porn and like I worked at a video store for a long time, so like just movies with nudity in them and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so it creates this kind of image-based sexuality, and in some ways, this film was about like exploring what that is.
Right. Yeah.
But like it's not about her humanity. She's not really a human being still, even though the beats are dramatically correct for a human being.
Right.
What she's doing is not a thing people would do. It's a thing movie
Right.
characters would do.
Yeah.
People wouldn't do what she was trying to do. And they wouldn't do it, if they did, they would not do it the way she did it.
Right.
The way she did it was a movie character approach to the problem, which is, I walk out, I give you my naked body, it takes over.
Right.
Yeah. And I think it might all go back to Waterworld.
Man.
Where it's like, which now at this age, looking at it, is like, that was a fundamentally flawed idea of sex, because that's not sex.
Yeah.
That's prostitution.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a different sense than sex.
Right. Yeah.
That's not
She was
love.
literally, that was her commodity.
Yes.
To, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It
And
was a transaction.
Correct. And so therefore, here I am at 28, like 13 years later, whatever, it's 14, 15 years later, creating a transactional idea of sexuality in a film class to explore the idea of addiction.
Right.
And not still really knowing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kind of knowing what I'm saying,
Right,
but not really
right.
knowing what I'm saying. And that's interesting.
Dang.
Right?
That's so deep. I mean, that's what, like, I'm so interested in, like media and how it shapes us and how we relate to it, yada, yada, yada. And sexuality is a huge part, and gender dynamics. And like I said, the movies that I talked about, like, that absolutely did help me form the type of person that I ended up both, wanting and dating in real life.
One last, we have time. We're going to do it. I don't care.
Great.
One last topic that's related to this. Nudes. Nudes. Now, nudes are a phenomenon that, first of all, when I'm talking about nudes, I don't want to talk about dick pics that are sent unsolicited.
Right.
Totally different thing.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
Yes.
I don't think that's sexuality. I think that's domineering.
Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, so that's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
Nudes, though, are another way of creating this image-based sexuality, and I know that because I've seen myself move toward that quicker than I should, because it's easier to, because it's the way that sexuality has been built over this period of time. So like, it's normal. It's, I mean, I'm not sure this is like really even, I don't know what I think about this. It's complicated, but the idea of nudes is not the same thing as like what it probably was for people before this era, where it was like a lurid picture that's between you and your sweetheart.
Right.
That's not really what it is. it's really more about recontextualizing us like sexuality in like as a almost
snapshot.
Yes, and almost as a different thing than sex.
Yeah,
You know
I would
what
agree
I mean?
with that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to me because because everybody's participating in that.
Right.
We're all participating in that
Yeah.
right now. And like I don't know that we super understand why we're doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing
Yeah.
it exactly. I know that there have been times I thought it was there's never been a time I didn't feel a little bad for asking somebody to do that. But
Aww.
I always feel bad about it, but I still do
yeah.
it because I'm a monster.
Aw,
For
you
reasons
feel
like
bad.
there's a whole thing, man. I want to get. I do worry someday we're all gonna look like there's gonna be a moment where we turn on. We're like, we should never have done this.
No, I
You don't
love
think
nudes.
so? I don't know, man. I'm not so sure.
Nudes, if they're between consenting parties,
Consenting
it's
parties, right.
lovely, beautiful.
Of course.
Yeah, I guess to me, what I like about nudes is I think it is both sexual but also personality based, because it's like
Definitely.
I get to showcase things that I like about myself physically, but also like how I take it, what I'm doing, what I'm wearing, what I say when I send it. So
there's a performance to it.
Yeah, there's
Right.
a performance
Which
to
is
it.
you.
Right.
You're a performer.
Yeah.
I had one woman who, and I, on the record, I should say, like, I always have misgivings about this. So,
okay.
and I'll never not have misgivings about it.
Oh, okay.
So, that's just not fixable in any way. So, there was a woman who wanted to send nudes, like, pretty fine with it,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And she got pretty frustrated with me because I kept directing them. I kept sort of like, now take this, now take that, do that, like that sort of stuff.
Right.
And it comes back to, it all comes back, not to
Interesting.
Waterworld specifically, but
Right.
to what Waterworld uncovered.
Yeah.
Which is the idea of like, really the way that we're encountering sex is now through a screen, through imagery. And what we're doing there is like creating a thing that is sort of sexual, but also it's sort of a different thing.
Right.
That's replaced sexuality in some ways.
Right.
You know?
Well, I'll say without saying, not saying, but like Will
Right.
and I, for one of our fun things that we do before our sessions or whatever, is like sometimes
Before the ritual begins.
Yeah, before the ritual begins. That's the other thing. We have so many like fun different things that we do, not just that. There's like
I love you
lot
too.
of many.
Fun people you are. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like one of the things that we do is like we'll take photos together, or like we'll take photos of me, and we do that like.
Do you find yourself performing in them?
Yes and no. Like sometimes I will get dressed up and perform while doing it. But then other times it'll be, just a lot more just me and them. Like we do the full, we do both. But yeah, but that's like part
so
of it.
it's
is
sort
like,
of this like transitional role play in a way.
Yeah.
There's a role play to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's interesting.
And it's fun to like go back and look at the photos together, things like that. That like,
Yeah, so that's what you do with it.
Yeah.
So I always delete nudes. Always. I delete them because I don't. First of all, because I feel bad for even asking for them. But second of all, because I don't ever want to. I never want to be. I want to always have permission.
Right.
Which is to say that I don't have it after it's been sent.
Yeah.
So like, and I don't want to go back. And I've had women who I've talked to who've been like, dude, that's like a keepsake. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't think it is.
We'll always delete it. Like when we were first dating,
Right.
whatever, we did
I also
that
don't want to
all
cloud
the
them.
way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
I think, being in like we've been together for like 4 years now. It's, we put it on a secret hard drive that has a code and you can't get in it, but we keep
and that's
them.
great. Yeah. Well, if you're not keeping them, what are you even taking them for, really?
Yeah.
I feel like for you guys, it can only be really for the later. It's like the fun of doing it and then the fun of later on encountering it, right?
Yeah. And it's like when we're older, it's going to be fun to have all these like photos that we took when we were like young,
Right.
young and hot. No, but
yeah,
your
your little naughty cabinet. Yeah, I get
it.
That's why I don't keep them because there's no connection to I mean, like once the relationship has
Right.
ceased, there's no connection to it.
Yeah.
So then it's really more like a notch on the bedpost sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I don't
that
need.
makes sense.
I don't
yeah.
need that.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that is good to me. Not because I'm righteous. It's not that.
Right,
It's
right.
just like what's the benefit of it? I don't see it.
Yeah. Que bono.
Anyway, yeah, qui bono.
Go
Yeah.
bono.
Anyway, we talked about quite a bit today.
We did.
Waterworld
did.
really opened up a whole apocalypse of issues that we're going to talk about some more as time goes on, right?
Oh man, Antonio
Yeah.
Banderas.
Yeah, you need to see Atame. I hope it doesn't ruin him for you.
Probably
It
will
might not. Yeah, it might
I don't
not.
think it will.
Well, it's a really interesting. I mean, it's bullshit. The movie's bullshit, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
fun as a
Yeah.
weird fantasy. And I think it's one of those weird movies where it's helpful to remember that the director was gay.
Right, yeah.
Because it kind of makes it more like a curious dabble than like expressing a real sexuality, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I don't know if that maybe that's not a fair reading, but
No,
it felt like that to me.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've had a wonderful time.
We had a wonderful time.
I feel like we've accomplished a podcast here.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I hope we did. Have we been recording? Okay.
Otherwise, what have we done? Right. So, Mags, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at my name. You can find me on YouTube. Also my name.
Also my name.
And also my name.
That sounded like the Zelda sound when you find a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. Oh, and Instagram. I forget to tell people to follow me there, but you should because I have cats and I post photos
Oh,
of
you
them.
are gramming those cats. That's right.
Yeah, I'm gramming the cats.
You're gramming the cats.
I've never. Instagram has always been like my least favorite for whatever reason.
Probably because it's not. It's only performative for the wrong reasons usually.
Yeah. But I do post cat photos, so
I haven't posted anything other than a black tile for Black Lives Matter in like years. I don't know, a year.
Dang.
So I don't because what am I remembering? What's the
What's the
keepsake of this era?
What am I? Yeah.
Did you want to see my cabinets? Actually, I might have put pictures of the apartment up now that I think about it
Very
because
well.
it was
You
nice.
can take photos of your plants.
Ugh, not right now. That one
Cool.
looks like
Yeah,
garbage. Yeah, block it out. These two look nice though.
Yeah, they do. Where can they find you, Adam?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can find me here at this place all the
in the
time.
apartment.
Where I am.
Yeah.
You can find me on the Twitter at The Real Gans, where if I'm really your friend, I'll probably say stuff to you.
Yeah.
It happens.
I love our interactions on Twitter.
I don't want to be like saying something on everything you say because I think that's annoying.
Yeah.
I've actually muted people in the past because I realized I'm commenting too much, so I just need to not see them for a
Oh
little
man,
while.
I am at least, especially in quarantine, I am a habitual liker of many tweets. and
Right.
I'm not sorry about it, but
some people inspire me to make a wisecrack with everything they say, and I'm like, they don't need that. You know what I mean? They don't need that.
Right.
I restrain myself to a degree. So you can find me on the Twitter. You can also, like I said, you can find me on Instagram. I don't know what you're looking for. You're not gonna find much
Your
there.
beautiful face from a year ago.
Yeah, you'll see. I look mostly the same.
You do. Yeah.
There's been some continuity, so mostly the same. So there's that, and then of course I have many podcasts on this
too.
network you're on.
Your velvet voice is gifted to
Get out of
many.
here! Get out of here! You can listen to the One Upsmanship podcast with me and the Swaim, where we talk about video games, or Director Piece Theater with me and the Abe, where we talk about directing,
Right.
and usually low art pop culture movies, the art of directing with those. Yeah, it's very fun. Also, I'm hoping you can also find me on Twitch, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you
those
do
of you who like
Twitch.
to, I do Twitch a lot.
You do Twitch.
Those of you who like to follow people who play video games and make jokes, I do that a lot. Actually, you can follow me at The Real Gans, and I'm kind of I feel like you and I need to Twitch a little bit sometime.
I'll
Can
Twitch.
we? Is that possible?
Yep, sure we can. I can
Okay.
definitely hop on a voice.
I'm kind
on
of
your
looking.
stream. I've done that
Oh
before.
yeah, I'm kind of looking to try to be more intentional about hangouts with people that are just sort of a little more regular because being alone in an apartment for months and months and months is a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, let's Twitch.
Let's Twitch a little bit. Let's Twitch it up. Those of you who enjoyed this enough that you're like, I'd like to pay more to have it. You can do that in that producer tier.
We do live in a cat that we mentioned.
You're like, I have $5 more and I just need to give it somewhere.
Gotta give it
It's just burning my thigh. Can I please give it to you? You can in the producer tier. Those of you who are already in the producer tier, you're so sweet. My God, if it wasn't for coronavirus, we'd give you mouth kisses. Like
sloppy, not good ones, but sloppy.
No, yeah, it'd be like a tongue snake hitting your face. You wouldn't necessarily like it.
It wouldn't even be sexual in any sort of way.
Yeah, don't meet your heroes is the point.
Woo, boy.
Anyway, we love you. We appreciate your money and your time. And those of you who have just found our podcast for the first time, it's always like this.
This is not a mistake.
This isn't a one-off. No, it's like this.
Yeah.
And we look forward to the next episode of I'll Show You Mine If You Show Me Yours.
It's me.
This has been a Small Beans endeavor. We're a bunch of pals who make podcasts, sketches, music, web series, and movies. The Beans always have new ideas percolating, so make sure to check us out at patreon.com/smallbeans. That's patreon.com/smallbeans, where you can browse all of our current and past content, see what we've got planned in the future, and learn how your support can help the small beans grow into huge, giant monster beans. If you enjoyed this content module, please like, rate, subscribe, or tell a friend about us. We love you.